Police say a man who owned 7 dogs that attacked a Lincoln County woman also kept other dogs in horrible conditions at his home.
I mean, it's like bad wrecks all the time.
A deadly crash ties up traffic for hours at a southern Kentucky intersection that many people call dangerous.
How Lexington police say robbers got away with a bag filled with cell phones from a store today.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Good evening. Just within the last few hours, Lexington police announced that they have now charged 3 people in connection to a deadly home invasion last fall.
Police say 22-year-old Charles Patton III, 22-year-old Caitlin Conway, and 22-year-old DeMarcus Harris all face murder and robbery charges. Patton and Conway are in jail, but police say Harris is on the run. Police say last October, 2 masked men forced their way into Darnell Bates' home on Addy Street. They say Bates fought back but was shot and killed. He was the general manager of a car wash here in Lexington. Well, they say the conditions inside were so bad the house had to be condemned. Today, police and animal control say they rescued a dozen dogs from a Boyle County home.
Danville police say they made the discovery after arresting 26-year-old Chris Pope this afternoon. He also owns 7 other dogs that police say attacked a woman in Lincoln County yesterday. Tonight, Garrett Weimer talked to some of Pope's neighbors. It's our top story at 11.
Neighbors were surprised to see so many cars on Old Shakertown Road.
It was probably anywhere from 15 to 20 vehicles. They were lined up all the way up the street in twos. There's been officer cars, detective cars all up and down the street, mainly at the house over there.
Danville police say animal control took in 5 dogs and 7 puppies after investigators raided this home and arrested Chris Pope. Police continued searching the home into the evening. That house has now been condemned. Pope was arrested and booked into the Boyle County Detention Center, and then just an hour later was transferred here to the Lincoln County Regional Jail. Pope faces charges in Lincoln County after police say 7 of his other dogs attacked a woman there Monday.
And that's just dogs come down here and chew me all to hell. And they chew my arms off and my legs. You need to hurry. You need to hurry, I'm going to die.
Neighbors say they were shocked to hear about that because they never had problems with Pope or the dogs he had here on Old Shakertown.
Never had no noise complaint out of them. You couldn't even tell they was there with no barking at night or nothing, no loud dogs. I mean, only way you knew they was there if you seen them.
Those dogs are now in the care of the Boyle County Humane Society. In Danville, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Pope declined our request for an interview from jail. Court records, though, show that some of his dogs were seized earlier this year after he was charged with animal abuse, but he got the dogs back after the charge was amended down to a mistreatment of animals.
Heavy rain fell in parts of the bluegrass tonight as some storms slowly moved through. Here's what it looked like in Pulaski County. Ryan took this eyewitness picture of lightning in Science Hill. More storms could be on the way for tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look now at the forecast. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Amber. A lot of those showers and storms today, as you mentioned, very slow movers, packing via the picture. A lot of lightning and what we were seeing on Defender, and also just a ton of rain. Not everybody getting in on heavy rains today, but we look at Defender to show you those areas that picked up a lot of water. And obviously some holes in there, especially the farther east and northeast that we go. But several hot spots of greater than 1 inch of rain yet again today, including on the east side of Lexington, parts of southern Kentucky, a little better than 2 inches in terms of what Defender has been estimating. Now, late this evening, everything looks to be in much better shape. It is very tropical, very muggy out there across central and eastern Kentucky. Big thunderstorm complex across the west beginning to weaken, though another one ready to take its place as we go into later tomorrow into tomorrow evening as a very strong cold front makes its way toward the bluegrass state. That front, as we go into your Wednesday, doesn't arrive until late tomorrow evening. So out ahead of that tomorrow, it's kind of a repeat performer of what we had today. A lot of upper 80s to around 90. It's going to feel a lot hotter than that with thunderstorms that will increase by the second part of the day. Those thunderstorms and that cold front, though, guys, should unleash a better brand of air. We'll track that into town when I come back in a few minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you. New tonight, investigators are trying to figure out what caused the death of a man found in a Perry County river. They say the 25-year-old man was pulled from the North Fork of the Kentucky River tonight. The Perry County deputy coroner says the man was complaining of chest pains, then fell into the river. He later died at the hospital. Investigators say his body has been taken to Frankfort for an autopsy. His name has not been released. Police were on the scene for hours trying to figure out how it happened. Tonight, we're learning more about a crash in Pulaski County that killed one person and injured 3 others.
The Pulaski County Sheriff's Office says an SUV and a truck collided this afternoon at the intersection of Highway 80 and Highway 461 east of Somerset. New tonight, Monique Blair talked to people who say this intersection is dangerous.
The Honda was up in midair rolling and smacked the big metal pole.
Around 1:30 Tuesday afternoon, emergency crews were called to the intersection of Highway 80 and Highway 461 for a 2-car accident involving a Hyundai SUV and a Chevrolet pickup truck. The 2 men in the truck were transported by EMS to Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital. The driver of the Hyundai was airlifted to UK Hospital. The passenger in the Hyundai, 69-year-old Janice Weston, died at the scene. A witness to the aftermath of the accident says people were immediately trying to help Weston and the driver get out of the car.
But there was nothing they could do because of the situation of the car, the way it was on that pole. You couldn't even get a door open.
Now you can see this accident left behind quite a bit of debris. There's some glass on the ground, a road map, even some red paint left behind on this pole. Investigators were out here for about 5 hours trying to figure out exactly what happened.
Right now the investigation shows, it kind of indicates that the SUV pulled in the path of the truck and was T-boned here in the intersection.
After witnessing this accident, several people in the community told me there needs to be a fully functioning traffic signal facing each direction at this intersection. A woman who works right at the corner of the intersection says she'd like to see the speed limit on Highway 80 reduced.
I mean, it's like bad wrecks all the time. I mean, I have seen so many people lose their lives.
In Pulaski County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Pulaski County Coroner Clyde Strunk says Weston and the driver of the Hyundai were traveling home to Florida. Another crash this afternoon sent 2 people to the hospital. It happened on Georgetown Road near Berea Road. Lexington firefighters say a car spun out and was T-boned by another car. They say the driver of the first car was taken to the hospital with serious injuries, but the other driver suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Lexington police did call in their crash reconstruction unit to investigate.
New tonight, Lexington police are looking for 3 men they say stole cell phones from a store during a robbery. It happened around 3:30 this afternoon at the Verizon store on Richmond Road. Police say 2 of the men walked in and one of them asked about upgrading a plan while the other looked around. Police say one of the men later walked out but quickly returned with the 3rd man. At that point, police say one of the robbers pulled out a gun on the employees. Police say the robbers forced the employees to open a storage closet in a back room. The 3 men then filled a trash bag with cell phones and ran off. A few hours later, Lexington police say another man tried to rob a fast food restaurant. They say he walked into the Burger King on Clays Mill Road and pulled out a gun, but police say the employees all ran to the back of the store. At that point, they think the man became spooked and ran off. Police released this surveillance picture of the suspect. They say a canine unit tracked him to a nearby liquor store, and that's where they think he got into a vehicle. Tonight, they still haven't been able to find him.
Now to a developing story we're tracking out of California tonight. Firefighters say 8 children have been rushed to hospitals after a large pine tree fell near a children's museum in Pasadena. They say that 3 of the children are in critical condition. Witnesses say the tree made a cracking sound and came down just as a summer day camp was letting out for the day. The tree was dozens of feet tall. Investigators are not sure what caused it to fall. And new tonight, it could be weeks before a man accused of killing his mother in Lexington can be brought back to Kentucky. Police say they arrested Jack Clemens after a chase from Colorado to Kansas. He is still in a jail in Colorado. Lexington police say Clemens is facing charges in Colorado connected to the chase. Those have to be dealt with first before he can be brought back to Kentucky. He's charged with murder. Police say they found his mother, Shirley Clemens, dead in her home earlier this month.
We have a traffic alert for you. Some lane closures could slow you down if you are traveling along Midland Avenue or Winchester Road in Lexington. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet says a resurfacing project is now underway and will last until November 15th. Crews are working on the stretch between East Main Street and Industry Road from 7 p.m. until 6 a.m. each day. Tonight, the right lanes are closed in each direction.
A Bell County man has died after investigators say a rattlesnake bit him during a church service.
They say 60-year-old John David Brock refused medical treatment. Investigators say he died about 4 hours after a rattlesnake bit him Sunday during a service at Mossy Simpson Pentecostal Church. Some people who live nearby say they don't believe in handling snakes, but they won't criticize those who do.
People try to understand that it's just people doing what they believe. They're sincere in their beliefs.
The coroner says there will not be an autopsy and the official cause of death will be determined using medical records. He says Brock also had health problems. Church members did not want to talk on camera. The practice of snake handling is illegal in Kentucky.
The family of a missing Nelson County mother hopes that police may have found some new clues today while searching a lake. Crystal Rogers disappeared more than 3 weeks ago. Today, police and dive teams spent hours searching Melody Lake in Nelson County. Police would not discuss the search, but Rogers' father says he's confident it's connected to his daughter's disappearance.
It makes me feel better knowing I see them out here.
Family members say the lake is near where Rogers' boyfriend lives. He has not been named as a suspect, but police say he was the last person to see her. Family members say the dive team is trying to get permission to search the lake again tomorrow.
New tonight, some in the community are trying to bring hope and healing to a Lexington park that's seen its share of violence. A healing and support service was held tonight at Douglas Park. Last month, a shooting during a Dirt Bowl tournament basketball game there killed one person and injured 4 others. Lexington police have reached out to churches in the area to organize events like this one to bring families back to the park.
The kind of violence and the kind of fear that has taken over places like this does not have the last word. And we're here to say that God's love and the love of God's people that can overcome violence and fear.
Lexington police have also helped organize other family-friendly events in Douglas Park in recent weeks.
New tonight, the search has ended for a dog that went missing after a crash on Interstate 64. As we first told you here at 5:30, Sabrina Spellman says her dog Piglet got loose after a church bus rear-ended her SUV in Franklin County yesterday. She and others returned to the area today to look for that dog. Tonight, she told us that Piglet was found nearby, but he has a broken vertebrae. There's no word on if the dog will be able to recover.
A residence hall on the University of Kentucky campus was briefly evacuated tonight because of a gas leak. Columbia gas officials say someone working near Woodland Glen 1 damaged a service line. As a precaution, Lexington firefighters evacuated the residence hall, but everyone was allowed back inside after about 20 minutes. Columbia gas officials say their crews showed up to turn off the gas and make repairs. An alert tonight for boaters heading to an eastern Kentucky lake. Higher than normal water levels are creating some hazards. Daniel Boone National Forest officials say Cave Run Lake is 8 feet higher than it normally is this time of year. They say floating debris, underwater obstacles, and slick spots formed by algae are making it tricky for boaters.
And as long as they're maintaining their awareness, watching out for the slippery spots on the docks, looking for obstacles on the lake, they should be able to have a fun, safe time here at Cave Run Lake.
The higher than normal water level is not impacting the campgrounds at Cave Run Lake. Those are all still open right now.